The sticky floor, beyond the headline glare of Amy Slaton's disgusting reality. The headline screams, a digital sneer plastered across entertainment feeds. So disgusting. 1000. LB SISTRR's Amy Slaton slammed for unhygienic behavior in new update about kids. It's designed to elicit a visceral reaction, a curl of the lip, a shake of the head, a murmured, "Oh God." It invites judgment from the comfort of a clean screen, leveraging the familiar narrative of Amy Slaton, once a fixture on TLC's 1000, LB SISTRRs, perpetually struggling under the weight of her past, her health, and now, the relentless demands of motherhood. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But behind the clickbait cruelty, beneath the pixelated accusations of unhygienic, lies a reality far more complex, far more human, and infinitely more exhausting than the headline allows. It's a reality not of inherent disgust, but of overwhelming pressure, limited resources, physical constraints, and the messy, unglamorous trenches of parenting young children under an unforgiving public microscope. To dismiss Amy as simply disgusting is to ignore the intricate, often heartbreaking, tapestry of her daily existence. The accusations, a snapshot framed in judgment. The update, triggering the latest wave of condemnation, likely stemmed from a social media post, perhaps a fleeting background glimpse in a story, a candid photo shared by Amy herself, or commentary from concerned or opportunistic followers. Maybe it was visible crumbs on a counter, toys scattered in chaos, a sink piled with dishes, a child with a messy face, or laundry accumulating in a corner. In the curated world of Instagram perfection, where parenting is often presented as a series of serene moments and spotless playrooms, such glimpses become ammunition. The language used is telling. Filthy, neglect, unsafe, disgusting. It's a vocabulary of moral failing, implying a fundamental lack of care or effort. The other side of the screen, Amy's daily reality. Now, shift the lens. Imagine Amy's morning. Her alarm isn't a gentle chime, it's the piercing cry of a toddler, Gage, demanding immediate attention. Simultaneously, Glenn, perhaps stirring from his own sleep, adds his voice to the chorus. Amy hauls herself out of bed. Her body isn't just tired, it's a battlefield. Loose skin from her massive weight loss hangs heavy, a constant physical reminder and source of discomfort. Her joints, particularly her knees, ache with the legacy of carrying nearly 400 extra pounds for years. Asthma tightens her chest, a familiar, unwelcome constriction. The walk down the hallway isn't a stroll, it's a negotiation. She navigates a minefield of toys abandoned from yesterday's play, a plastic dinosaur, a half-chewed board book, a trail of Duplo blocks. Her energy reserves, perpetually low, are already being depleted before she even reaches the boys' room. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Breakfast is an Olympic event. High chairs become thrones of mess. Yogurt smears become abstract art on cheeks, hands, and high chair trays. Cheerios rain down like confetti, crunching underfoot. Juice spills create sticky puddles. Amy moves between them, wiping faces, refilling sippy cups, trying to coax bites into reluctant mouths. Her own breakfast? Often forgotten or grabbed hastily, a cold piece of toast, eaten standing over the sink while simultaneously trying to contain the chaos. The kitchen counter, inevitably, becomes a casualty, a landscape of dirty spoons, crumpled napkins, spilled cereal, and abandoned banana peels. Diaper changes are another feat of endurance. Wrestling a squirming toddler on a changing table requires core strength Amy is still rebuilding. Wipes, creams, clean diapers, the detritus accumulates quickly. Laundry, already a Herculean task given the sheer volume generated by 2 small children and 2 adults, plus the ever-present challenge of managing her own unique clothing needs due to her body shape, instantly multiplies with each change. Then there's playtime. Keeping 2 active toddlers occupied and safe inside a home is like herding hyperactive kittens. Toys migrate from room to room. Snacks are requested, and often partially consumed, constantly. Books are pulled from shelves. Crayons discover walls, if they're lucky. The floor becomes a mosaic of Play-Doh fragments, puzzle pieces, and cracker crumbs. Amy tries to engage, tries to clean as she goes, but her physical limitations are stark. Bending low to pick up tiny toys is agonizing on her knees. Reaching high shelves requires effort that leaves her breathless. Vacuuming, a necessary chore, feels like running a marathon, often interrupted by a child needing attention or her own need to sit and catch her breath, her inhaler close at hand. Grocery shopping, a mundane task for many, is an exhausting logistical nightmare. Loading 2 toddlers into car seats is a workout. Navigating a store with a double stroller or cart, managing potential tantrums, grabbing necessities while sticking to a tight budget, reality TV fame isn't a guaranteed path to lasting wealth, especially with ongoing medical expenses, and then unloading everything back home leaves her drained. Putting it all away feels like a final, insurmountable hurdle. Perishables make it into the fridge. Non-perishables might linger in bags on the counter, adding to the visual clutter, simply because the energy required to organize them has evaporated. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Invisible Burdens, Beyond the Physical Mess. The visible, unhygienic elements critics seize upon are merely symptoms. The root causes are a tangled knot of factors. 1. Physical limitations. Amy's body is still recovering from decades of extreme obesity. The massive weight loss is an incredible achievement, but it left behind significant physical challenges: chronic pain, reduced mobility, compromised stamina, loose skin causing rashes and infections, and respiratory issues. Tasks most parents perform without a second thought require immense effort and pain management for Amy. Mopping a floor isn't just cleaning, it's a physically taxing event. 2. Mental health and emotional exhaustion. Amy has openly discussed her struggles with anxiety and depression. The trauma of her past, the constant public scrutiny, the pressures of parenting, and the grief over the loss of her husband Michael, and the complex dynamics of that relationship, take a profound toll. Mental fatigue is as debilitating as physical fatigue. When you're drowning in anxiety or flattened by depression, summoning the energy for deep cleaning can feel impossible. The sheer noise and constant demands of toddlers can be overwhelming even for neurotypical parents. For someone battling anxiety, it can be sensory overload. 3. Financial strain. While the show provided income, it's unlikely to have set Amy up for life, especially with ongoing expenses. Medical bills related to her skin removal surgeries and potential future ones, therapy, asthma medication, and the sheer cost of raising 2 children, diapers, formula/food, clothing, childcare, are significant. Hiring consistent, reliable cleaning help is likely a luxury far out of reach. She's operating on a budget where cleaning supplies might be carefully rationed, and replacing broken appliances, like a vacuum cleaner, is a major financial decision. 4. Lack of robust support. While Amy has family, particularly Tammy, the nature of their support is complex. Tammy has her own significant health challenges. Their mother has been involved, but the level of consistent, hands-on daily help Amy desperately needs: someone to watch the kids while she cleans, or to tackle deep cleaning tasks she physically cannot manage, seems inconsistent or unavailable. Parenting, especially under Amy's circumstances, truly takes a village. Her village appears fractured and under-resourced. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. 5. The tyranny of the mundane. Parenting 2 toddlers is inherently messy. It is a 24/7 job with no breaks. Spills happen instantly. Messes accumulate faster than they can be cleaned. Prioritizing becomes survival. Feeding, changing, comforting, and keeping children safe take precedence over wiping down baseboards or ensuring every dish is washed immediately. Sometimes, survival looks like letting the dishes soak while you collapse on the couch for 10 minutes of relative silence. 6. The unrelenting gaze. Amy lives under a microscope. Every social media post is dissected. Paparazzi stake out her home. Fans feel entitled to comment on every aspect of her life. This constant judgment creates immense pressure and paranoia. It can be paralyzing. The fear of being photographed looking messy or her home looking dirty might ironically make her less likely to share genuine moments, or conversely, lead to impulsive oversharing that backfires spectacularly. The scrutiny itself is a draining, demoralizing burden. The disgusting double standard: poverty, weight, and motherhood. The vitriol directed at Amy isn't just about crumbs on a counter. It's laced with deeper, uglier prejudices. Classism. Messiness is often coded as poverty. A cluttered home becomes evidence of laziness or moral failing, ignoring the systemic lack of resources, money for help, time. If working multiple jobs, energy. If dealing with illness or multiple jobs, and safe, adequate housing. Would a wealthy celebrity with a spotless home maintained by a staff be called disgusting for having a messy playroom glimpsed in a candid shot? Unlikely. Weight stigma. Amy's history of extreme obesity makes her a perpetual target. The narrative that larger bodies are inherently dirty or lazy persists. Critics project this onto her home and parenting. Her physical limitations are dismissed as excuses, seen through the lens of fat phobia rather than legitimate medical consequences. The impossible standard of motherhood: mothers, especially those in the public eye, are held to an unattainable standard. They must be endlessly patient, perpetually nurturing, domestically flawless, and aesthetically pleasing, all while never appearing tired or complaining. Amy, struggling visibly, fails this fantasy. Her visible struggle becomes a lightning rod for society's discomfort with the raw, unvarnished reality of parenting, particularly when it involves hardship. The disgust is often a projection of our own fear of chaos and lack of control. Beyond the headline, where is the compassion? Where is the support? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The headline "So disgusting" offers nothing but condemnation. It fuels outrage clicks, but provides zero solutions, zero understanding, zero humanity. Instead of piling on, perhaps we should be asking different questions. What accessible resources exist for single mothers, or mothers in general, with significant physical disabilities who are struggling with the demands of young children? How can we destigmatize asking for and receiving help with domestic tasks, especially for those with limited mobility or mental health challenges? Why is our immediate reaction to visible struggle judgment instead of empathy? How can we challenge the pervasive narratives of classism and weight stigma that underpins so much of this criticism? Where is the village Amy desperately needs? How can communities, online or offline, offer constructive support instead of destructive criticism? Amy Slaton isn't a monster. She's a human being navigating an extraordinarily difficult set of circumstances. She is a mother who loves her children fiercely, as evidenced by her tears, her laughter with them, and her determination to build a life different from her past. She is also a woman grappling with the profound physical and emotional aftermath of extreme obesity, the pressures of public scrutiny, financial limitations, and the relentless, beautiful, exhausting chaos of raising 2 toddlers largely on her own. The sticky floor, the pile of dishes, the scattered toys, these aren't signs of inherent disgust. They're the artifacts of survival. They're the visible residue of a woman pouring every ounce of her limited energy into feeding, clothing, comforting, and loving her children, often at the expense of everything else, including the impossible standard of domestic perfection demanded by anonymous online critics. The next time a headline screams about Amy Slaton being disgusting, look beyond the pixels. See the mother trying to soothe a crying child while her own body screams in pain. See the woman catching her breath after the simple act of loading the washing machine. See the human being drowning in demands with no life raft in sight. The real disgust lies not in a messy kitchen, but in a culture so quick to condemn the struggle while offering no hand to lift the struggler. The stain isn't on Amy's floor, it's on the conscience of those who choose cruelty over compassion from the comfort of their own, perhaps tidier, but certainly less scrutinized, lives. The weight she carries isn't just physical, it's the crushing burden of expectation, judgment, and the heartbreaking gap between the mother she wants to be and the overwhelming reality she navigates, one painful, sticky step at a time. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.